All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a different kind of video. It's going to be a discussion video with the homie Nagato-Grand Cross. Basically, what we decided to do was do a video discussing the current state of Dokkan Battle and also the current state of Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. So how are you doing today, man? Great to have you here.
You were saying the man Nagato. I was waiting for the second to say Nagato blazing. Yeah, bring it back.
I should have
Nagato
done it.
really sucked. I want Nagato blazing. Doing fantastic. Yeah.
I,
Nothing better than talking about my favorite game, Dokkan Battle. Uh,
yeah, you're not wrong. I definitely would like to do a blazing video one day. You know, talk about
no, you
how
don't.
fantastic a game it
No,
is.
what could
So,
have been? Yeah, yeah.
that's definitely for a rainy day. So for today's video, I want to start off with Dokkan, which I don't think a whole lot of people know that you play a lot of Dokkan. So that's a,
If they follow me on Twitter, they should know.
they should know, but not everybody uses Twitter.
I disagree. No, I mean,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Everybody's
yeah.
on.
You compare like subs and followers, of course. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, lots of people that I say like the majority of people that keep up with you, they usually follow you in other social media as well. It's how it usually goes. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I talk about it on regular videos as well,
Oh,
like
cool.
oh this on Dokkan, whatever compares to whatever in Grand Cross and stuff like that.
Okay, sick. I didn't know. I think I've heard you talk. I know we've memed it a couple times already today, but the Vegeta OST always plays in those
Yes.
videos.
Well, what can I say? It's a great OST.
It is, a hundred
Dokkan,
percent.
if anything, Dokkan has the best, like usable for video game OSTs. I would say,
Oh
like
yeah,
every single new Dokkan event has a banger, and you can use for backgrounds. Fantastic.
yeah, I agree. Even like the new Gogeta one was pretty solid. I've been using that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Huge fan of that. So, in terms of how you're actually feeling about Dokkan right now, a lot of people have been kind of like negative about it, right? Like on Twitter, the Reddit, everybody's like a little displeased with it. How are you feeling in terms of the
yeah.
current landscape?
I mean, the thing is that to me, the most of my enjoyment is how much I can actually play the game, of course. And right now, there's not much to do. Like I feel like to me, right, when they drop new Super Battle Road stages, that's like my favorite time. Because then I go in, I beat them all. I can't, like whatever I can't do, I try multiple times. Like when I was when the last one dropped, I was all the time like I would go to the gym and I would be like doing cardio and just playing because you can just play casually, and just try and beat it. It's a great time. And there's times like right now where there's nothing to do. I just log in the game, get the login bonus, and just dip. Not the most fun. So I think Dokkan has this issue where a lot of times it's super fun to play the game, and a lot of times you don't even have any single bit of motivation to play the game. I think that's my thing.
Yeah. It's either you're going crazy or you're just logging in. So I completely get that.
Mhm,
How about like
mhm.
link leveling? Are you really into that at all?
What link leveling? I mean, I was, but then I got sick of it because like the more I think about it, like I have to do this with every new unit.
Yeah, it catches up, dude. I hate it.
Like I got like the until Frieza. Like when Frieza came out, I got his links up max full 10, and then the new Gogeta came out, and I'm like, man, I
Yeah, well,
don't
here
know.
we go.
I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
But I would get like the villains up because like big bad bosses. Link 10 was like very sexy.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean I got a bunch like either 10 or like 10 with nines and eights because not every link has to be 10. But I think it's a good update. Just I think that they have to make a stage where you get a bunch every day. Every day there's a stage that you log in and you get like a bunch of like rank ups for links. I think that's what they should do.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You know, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, every new EZA that comes out, like I don't even get to level 10 units anymore because like for content
Oh yeah,
purposes.
not even new units. There's EZAs as well, huh? Oh
Yeah,
man.
no, I like right now for the video, I'm grinding up, Kale and Khalifa's EZA links up a bit because they're probably going to be coming soon. And it's like, well, then there's gonna be new units that come with this update, and there's just so much to do, which is not bad, right? That's one thing that Dokkan's done for us is basically like, okay, you guys have content for literally forever with this
Hmm.
update. Like you're always gonna be leveling up links. But like you mentioned, they should add a stage where we could just grind links easier.
It doesn't have to be something that you can just repeat constantly. Just once a day. No,
Yeah,
once a day you get the one run where you get like a few rank ups, and that's good enough. I think for me, I think it's good enough.
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. So yeah, a lot of people I've been seeing about is like mostly like the content, especially this Go Tinks and Boost celebration really didn't have all that much content. You know,
I, I don't play global, so I don't know what's happening right
oh,
there.
okay.
But
Oh, so
when
you're in
that came out,
JP.
yeah, when that came on JP, I actually wasn't playing the game either because I was really frustrated because I remember what banner was before, but I got really shafted. Like I got really shafted. I
Oh
mean, that's
no.
almost every banner on Dokkan got really shafted, but like that was one that I got really shafted. I was like, you know what, I should stop playing the game. And then when UI Goku came out, I was like, okay, it's time to come back.
Yeah, that I think a lot of people came back for that. I want to say I think even Speedy did for like a second there when UI Goku came because like again it's just so hype, dude. UI Goku is like probably like my
Yeah,
top three favorites in like all of Dragon Ball right now.
like to me, like it's like I hate I hate saying that a moment from Super is like my favorite moment because people hate that. Like, oh, how can you say that a moment from Super is better than a moment from Z or something? But I think UI Goku is my favorite moment. It was so cool. It's probably because it's a moment I saw happening at the day that it released. Because with Z, like
Oh my god, yes.
stuff's old. Stuff's old, you know? Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
already
yes.
knew about Super Saiyan 3. I already know about Super Saiyan. UI Goku was brand freshing new when I watched it, you know?
Yeah, no,
So I
I
think
completely see
that's
what
why.
you mean. Cause yeah, it's true, man. Like since a lot of us are not, we didn't all grow up in the 90s in the sense that like okay, like we weren't like 10 watching Toonami. Like we were kids for the most part.
Hmm.
So it's like now being adults and going through those hype moments, yeah, I could definitely see your argument about putting him as number 1 because
Yeah,
dude,
and like
it's
Twitter was
amazing.
blowing up. It was so fun. It was like a really good moment. And then like it comes in the game, and I'm like, I want this. And then, now they have for the 6th anniversary, pretty
Yeah.
much almost confirmed it's gonna be UI Goku. I'm like, okay, I want to keep playing the game because I want to have UI Goku.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's coming. All right. They even They actually took down the figure off the website, which was kind of crazy.
They must know that it makes a bigger hint, right?
Yeah, yeah. When people saw that, they're like, "Oh!" But they made it even more
Yeah,
apparent after they deleted it. They could be like, "Oh no, it's not this," but no. Since they deleted it, all of
yeah,
us
yeah.
are.
It's even more apparent now.
Yeah, yeah. So, in terms of actual revenue, right? Talking about Dokkan, how do you think revenue is going for Dokkan at this time? Because that's one thing that everybody's like, "Oh, Dokkan's gonna die because it's not making enough money." But I beg to differ. Have you seen anything about money wise?
Dokkan's always like. Here's the thing: just because Dokkan isn't hitting top grossing every banner doesn't mean the game's gonna shut down. Like, have you seen these other games? Have you seen Fate Grand Order? That it's crazy.
Yeah.
But have you seen these other bottom games that don't get near top grossing that last for years? I mean, Bleach Brave Souls, what 6 years,
Yeah,
something like
they're
that.
coming up on
Um,
6 years.
Naruto Blazing,
Naruto
5 years right
Blazing
there,
has been
making
in the
ten
down.
dollars, $10 a day. Um,
$10 a day.
like these games can live with not just being top grossing every time. And I mean, for sure, Dokkan is not gonna shut down for a few years.
Yeah, yeah. They make so much money that they're good, and everybody's like, "Oh no, they're not hitting top grossing." I'm like, not like you just mentioned. Not many gotcha games actually hit top grossing, and they're doing this fine.
Yeah,
Have we seen Genshin hit top grossing yet?
Grand Cross has hit top grossing twice in the history of the whole game. Only twice.
And Grand Cross, and now we could talk a bit about Grand Cross because I've seen people talking crap about the revs. They're like, "Oh, Grand Cross is losing money," and I did some research the other day. I'm like, no, they are making a stupid amount of money right now.
They have been, yeah.
They
I
haven't
mean,
stopped. They've been on this crazy like steep growth constantly, dude. And that was one thing that I did want to discuss with you about, because looking at Grand Cross, right? Unfortunately, it looks like Netflix didn't pick up the anime again for another
Unlucky.
season. How do you
Unlucky.
how do you think it's gonna last?
Here's a big thing. I think that a lot of people that play the game is not because the IP. That's a big difference between Grand Cross and Dokkan. Most, if not 99% of people that play Dokkan is solely based because of the IP. It's only because it's Dragon Ball.
Very true.
Grand Cross, it's not the same thing. People play it because the gameplay. I am not that big of a Seven Deadly Sins fan. That's not a secret. Like Seven Deadly Sins, I did not like season one, and season two I only liked because of Escanor. I'm not afraid to admit that. People know that have been following me. I'm not a huge Seven Deadly Sins fan, but the game is good. Like the thing is that the game is what brings me in, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a big factor. If of course, if season three and four had like crazy animation, because I don't know if you read the manga, but season four, the stuff that's going to happen in season four is some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen in the story. Like I was reading the manga, and I couldn't stop reading because it was so good. But unfortunately, you see Meliodas versus Escanor, and it's like that's not good. But in the manga, it was so good.
So
But
so Netflix did a crappy job.
oh yeah, yeah. Um,
You hate to see
but
it.
Yeah, the thing is that and the Grand Cross is fully aware of that because they are pushing so many collabs with other like IPs and they're pushing original characters all the time. They are fully aware that lots of people that play the game are not because of the IP. Unlike Dokkan, Dokkan never released a unit, playable unit from another IP.
Which then they probably would never.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that. The RP is so big. There's nothing. There's no. There's no nothing else that would be more hyped than what they already have. You know, which is like unlike Great Cross. Like when people saw the Attack on Titan stuff, they were pretty excited. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, would
Yeah.
I summon for Jotaro and Dokkan? Oh hell yeah!
Oh
But that's
yeah,
not.
dude, that would be crazy.
We are honestly like a big exception because I think like most of the Japanese players and like stuff that play Dokkan are only because of Dragon Ball. And if they see like a banner with Naruto, they like a lot of people would summon, but not as much as if they saw a banner with Super Saiyan Goku, which is something you see like every single Tuesday on the game. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, exactly. No, I see exactly what you mean. So that's cool of Grand Cross. I didn't actually know that they were making their own characters in it.
they have a whole like storyline of their own original characters, and they're probably going to make new ones as well. Again, like they're probably fully aware that a lot of people play the game not because of the IP.
Dude, that is
And
so cool. That's smart.
I mean, it's annoying when they release like they released so many non Seven Deadly Sins characters in a row. They released like I think four banners in a row. Like it was like over a month in a row where we had no Seven Deadly Sins characters. That was kind of annoying, but for the majority of the time, it's pretty cool having like original characters, especially because the waifus are really well made.
Yes, they are. Dude, Seven Deadly Sins is a scary game to play. Those gals that they make are so good looking.
Have you seen Camilla?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Hydros has spent a lot of money on her costumes, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's what I'm saying, you know, like they know what their what their audience
Yeah,
is.
they're smart. They're definitely holding it down. And that's a good way of you putting it, because so many people are like, "Yeah, nah, Grand Cross is dead this year, this and that." But I'm like, where? Where's the death? I mean, I get it. I know a lot of people have been upset because I think over on Global they've been kind of spamming banners, right? Is that
Yeah, and that
what's going
honestly
on?
that's very stupid. They've been the teams that make the game are different, right? The Japanese slash there's a Korean team, and
Okay.
then there's the Japanese team that copies what Korea does, like copies and paste. Literally, there's no difference. Um, and then there's the global team, right? And what the global team does is they completely neglect what the JP and Korean people are doing, try to do their own thing. And honestly, they're not all the time doing a good job. Sometimes they do. Sometimes there's like global stuff that's better than what JP does. But majority of the time, it's like okay, what? Because how GP does banners is they release two characters at once every time, pretty much. But global releases only one character at once, so you're summoning for half the value every single time you summon on global. You summon for
Oh,
half the
that's
value, pretty much.
stupid.
Yeah, and I don't know why they do it like that
They're trying to
because
milk.
their excuse is that they're trying to catch up to JP, right? To have the games like together. But the issue is that they release a new banner every week with one character. JP releases a banner every 2 weeks with two characters. You're just doing the same pace, but but with twice the banners.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see what they're doing because we talked about Bleach Brave Souls before we got on. So Bleach did that right at one point where all the players were like, "Yo, just get the versions together. Like we're done with this."
Mhm.
And then they just started spamming banners, but they didn't change the banners. They didn't hold anything back from the banners. They literally just dropped a new banner every 4 days. That's what they did,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You guys asked for it. Let's do it this way." The way that you're telling me right now does not seem like the player base one is happy with it, and like you mentioned too, it doesn't make any sense. Why are
It
you?
doesn't make any sense.
How's that speeding
It
up the game?
is. It is in a way like it's not that close. Like we've been with global since March, and I cannot tell you that it's gonna catch up. Like even though the pace is fast, I don't
It's
know because
it's a
the
fake
reason why it's so
fast
fast.
from my understanding. It's like they're like giving the illusion like, oh, we're speeding up, but they're really just taking value from banners and putting two banners back to back.
The big thing is that when they released the game already with a bunch of characters that had not come out day one on JP. So those banners never had to exist. And then they did some stuff like, oh, some characters never had their own banner. Instead, they were like given from like the battle pass equivalent that the game has. And in a way, it kind of catched up a little bit. But at this point, I don't know. I think the biggest thing that they could have been, catching up with was because festival banners on GP last a month, and on global, I think Milieu's ban only lasted like 2 weeks. So I
Ooh.
guess that's faster, but I don't know.
Yeah, so it sounds like the global devs are kind of don't know what they're doing right now. It sounds like they're kind of. It
Like I
sounds like a
tell
worse
you,
version of global Dokkan.
if you want to play JP, where stuff is more coherent, yeah. But there's also a bunch of stuff like on the Japanese version, they released a system called Super Awakening that was pretty bad. Like it was a pretty bad system at release because you had to have dupes to increase the stats of a character. It was really really bad. But they fixed it eventually, where you don't have to have dupes anymore. And Global is probably going to release that system without the initial like bad thing, So that in a way we're like test dummies playing JP, but
Yeah.
and there's a big advantage because I don't know, like if you know much about Grand Cross, like how much gems you get. Like Grand Cross is very generous with
I heard it's
currency.
like I heard from what I read was about like 800 a month.
No.
Less than that?
No. If you're like equivalent to Dokkan, yeah. But
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
every multi costs 30 gems, while Dokkan is like 50, right?
Yeah.
You get like yeah, like equivalent like to 800 would be 800 like on Dokkan every month by existing, not even like counting like whatever they give extra from like new events and stuff. Just PvP, whatever. If you play the game like consistently, so the game is very generous, and if you play global, you know what's coming, so you can save for the banners that are actually good. But I don't know. The global version is really good. Like they make so much money. They make so much more money than JP. So there's no way it's shutting down, and their practices are working. So there's no way they're gonna change it.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, I forgot what we were talking about.
No, that was no, that was really good because I've been wondering like, it's cool to hear someone who's like in the Grand Cross community, basically putting it together. So it's mainly Global's fault here. It's what yeah.
JP has been up and down sometimes. Like I said, that Super Awakening system was really bad. Essentially they just increased how much you can awaken your characters, like give extra stats, but you had to have dupes in order to do that. That was really dumb. That was like the dumbest thing they've done. And I'm assuming on global, whenever that comes out on global, because global is like 4 months behind, I think, something like that.
Ooh.
Um, Something like that, 4, 5 months behind. And whenever that comes on global, it's probably going to be already fixed. But for the most part, the Korean/Japanese version, they keep it together. You know.
Yeah. And you are primarily on JP, right?
Yeah,
Because I seen your
yeah.
tweets. I remember. I think when they dropped.
Not because I think JP is better, is because I was already playing the Japanese version before Global came out, and I had already made so much of an investment on JP. And generally speaking, people are way more interested in the new JP stuff because they want to see what's coming ahead.
True. Yeah, it's true, and that's kind of what it is with like JP Dokkan. Like,
Yeah.
being on global kind of sucks sometimes, and I mean, you're a smart man for remaining both JP on both these gotcha games. Unfortunately, I started my global account and I've spent too much money on it. It's too much for me to go switch over to JP.
Now,
Um,
here's the thing with Dokkan, right? I started playing Global, and then I saw a video from Animated Muscle summoning for the new LR Vegito from the 3rd anniversary. I was like, damn, that's a cool character. So I
oh,
installed JP.
gee, that's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. I had to play JP. I got I re-rolled for him and only got one, and that was my account. I didn't know you could buy accounts with like 5,000 stones. If I knew that, oh, I would have done that for sure. But I had no idea. I just re-rolled for one copy of the Int LR Vegito, and that was my account.
Smart man, smart man. I mean, that's not a bad idea. So, bottom line, neither of these games look like they're going anywhere. You know,
No,
Grand
no,
Cross
these are
Global doesn't.
popular games.
Yeah, they are. They are. And Grand Cross figured out, the issue that they were going to have because yeah, it's true. The IP unfortunately isn't the greatest, but they've found a way of one, just like Bleach has done it. You could just, one, you could recreate characters all the time. People always
Mhm.
buy into that. Two, make new ones. You know,
Yeah.
and it's not
I
like the
mean,
anime.
I'm looking at my character screen right now, right? On my
Yeah,
Grand Cross account. And half my characters. Let me actually send you a screenshot in Discord here. Most of my characters that are on like my main screen for my Grand Cross box are not from Seven Deadly Sins. There's like, okay, so I see like the because they know King of Fighters. We had a collab with them
yeah,
recently.
yeah. I saw
And
that.
there's the fighters characters. The first character there is an original character, and then in the third line there's the Attack on Titan characters.
Yeah, dude, this is sick. So like,
The original characters there, the movie characters. Like most of my screen right there is original characters or collab characters.
dude, that's dope. This is
And I
actually
mean,
crazy. So like that's amazing though. Like looking at that because yeah, like they don't even need to. I mean, they should, of course. Like everybody like a lot of the Seven Deadly Sins
right,
characters, but like they don't need to.
have you read Seven Deadly Sins, like the most recent stuff, or
I just watched the first three seasons, and once I got to the
you watched?
third
So you
season,
watched season three, the
yeah,
whole.
once I got to the third season, I couldn't even get to the fourth one, man. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
There's no fourth one. Come on.
Oh, I thought there was four.
No, it's
Oh,
gonna come out.
yeah, then I watched all of it. I watched whatever train wreck
So
that season was.
yeah, the one Escanor, right? The
Yeah, yeah,
character that everyone guesses on might come out in 2 weeks.
yeah.
So
I saw your tweets today.
that's gonna be hype. So they know, there's stuff there is hype about Seven Deadly Sins, but they also know, we can just release these original characters as well. And they're never really gonna run out of characters to release, because that was like a big concern people had in the beginning of the game. They were like, there's not that many Seven Deadly Sins characters, but honestly, we're missing so many characters. So many characters. We don't have multiple versions of Meliodas. Like there's from season one, Meliodas before he like really like used his demon powers, but he was kind of in between. We don't have that character. We only have like base one and like fully like evil demon Meliodas. But
So
yeah, we only have
they have some
two.
hype.
Yeah, we have stuff like that can come. Like there's the character I want to see the most is a character I cannot tell you because it's a spoiler. And when that comes out, it hits top grossing. I'm telling you, instantaneous top grossing. because it's so cool. The character is so cool, and it's not in the anime yet, only season 4.
Oh
It's like the
boy.
best character from the series. Like even I think he's even cooler than Asconnor. But
Oh
like
boy.
yeah, like there's really cool stuff that could come, and I think right now they're doing an okay job. But
I
I
mean,
don't
the
know.
game's beautiful. Every time I play it, I mean, I love the animations. I love the cards. I like the pity system. I kind of wish like Dokkan, had a similar pity system to Grand Cross, but we have
No, no,
but we have
you don't.
coins.
You don't want that. Here's the thing.
Yeah, you don't
the
listen.
rates are the rates are awful.
Yeah, I've
in
seen
this
the rates. Yeah, those
3% is awful. It's terrible. It's so dumb that a year and a half into the game we still have 3% rates. Because when I started playing the game, I was like, right now it's 3%, but eventually when more SSRs comes to the pool, they're gonna increase the percentage, right? Wrong. They never increased.
they
So
never did a Bleach Brave Souls and they don't do double rates banners at all.
they do sometimes, but like new characters, they're just 3%. But what they do now is if you spend like 600 gems, which is 1,000 gems, no, yeah, 1,000 gems on Dokkan, you can get the character guaranteed. Which I would love if Dokkan did that because I went 2,000 plus stones for Gogeta Blue to pull him. So that was sad. But
Yeah. I don't know,
um,
Nag. It's starting to sound like you got some pretty crappy luck on both games. I'm
oh
sorry.
yeah, it's awful.
I'm sorry.
But
Poor
I mean,
guy.
we talked about this before, calling, right? But even I max every character in Grand Cross, but I don't even come near to how much like Truth spends on Dokkan because the game is much cheaper, and you get like a lot of gems every month, and there's the guarantees and everything.
Yeah, the
But I still,
guarantees are nice.
the rates are awful, awful.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
not.
it,
Yeah.
because here's also another thing, right? Especially when Global came out, most of the money they did wasn't from summons. It was from the other stuff, right? Because we have like the gear system, and then we have costumes and all this like other stuff that isn't just summoning, like Dokkan's just summoning, right? That's all you do,
Yeah.
spending money wise. But whenever a new character comes out, you can make full new gear for them to give like extra like stats of war gear. So that's like revenue that they keep flowing in, especially from the whales that don't want to quit the game. So they're never gonna run out of money. I'm telling
No,
you.
no, because people love cosmetics. They love costumes, dude.
Yeah,
Hydros, bro, like he got paid for a job. He went and bought a bunch of costumes with it.
listen, those Camilla costumes look good.
They
What can
do
I
look
do?
good, dude. I can't blame anybody for wanting to buy costumes in Grand Cross. It
Like
looks so
she's a
good.
trash unit, but God, her costumes look good.
Do you buy? Do you buy costumes at all?
Oh yeah, I max everything because I mean it's my job, right?
Yeah.
But until a few months ago, when I was a little more broke, I didn't because I couldn't. But these days, of course, I max everything. But here's one thing that I find really funny. So I used to like before Global came out, I liked showcasing a character bare bones with no costumes, no dupes, level like just the max level and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And people like that because it's like a perspective of someone that doesn't spend much, pull the unit, you know how good it is. But now after Global came out, it's like if you don't have every costume leveled up, your showcase is awful. It's trashed.
You're kidding? Oh no.
Yeah, if my showcase the character isn't max dupes with full costumes and everything, it's trash video.
That's crazy. Like that's not fair.
Yeah, I it's my obligation these days.
Dude, I'm sorry. That's not cool.
I used to like doing both, double the revenue. No, I'm kidding. But
I
I
mean,
used to like
I
doing
don't
both,
know that.
Perspective from the free to play and like the whale. But like people only want this perspective from the whale.
That's crazy. I wish I could. Maybe I can't afford that. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, you can still, of course. I don't know how it would be to make videos without summoning much, but like you can definitely make videos and stuff. Just have a character 1/6. But to me, I've got like everyone is expecting me to already have them max at this point. So if I don't have them, it's like, well, what are you doing?
It's like, yeah, why are we watching you for? But that's not fair. You should be able to take a break sometimes. you should,
I can't.
no
I can't
breaks.
take breaks.
Yeah, yeah. You and Truth both, dude. Anytime there's an update, I feel like you guys just your brains just are like, oh, here we go
Why the
again.
credit card?
Oh, okay. No, dude, this has been really refreshing because everybody that I talked about Grand Cross always talks about it in such a negative way. Like, I mean, you've given it its criticisms, but like, it's very
Yeah, it's not a
good
per. You,
criticisms.
tell me. I'm sorry. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, go
It
ahead.
was a perfect game. It was until Global came out. I'm not even saying that because it's Global's fault. I think that Grand Cross before Global came out, it was like they weren't trying so hard to make money. But when Global came out, they were like, okay, that's our opportunity. The game's popular. Let's squeeze them whales, you know? So
Yeah.
that's I think that's more when the game started becoming less and less good. And at this point, I mean, right now on GP, the game's fantastic, PvP wise, because the meta, like, there's so many characters you can use. Like, you can use almost everyone, honestly. But on global right now, they having this old GP meta that we had. That if you don't have the new Elizabeth character, you can't play the game. So that's like definitely something that they released. They released like this Elizabeth character for the anniversary of GP, and they were really trying to make money because if you didn't pull her, you could not play the game. You just
Mm.
physically could not play PvP. If you face someone with her, you lost, and it was like that for like a month. So it was not fun. But like right now, as it is, the game is pretty good. The patches in general aren't that bad. they're trying pretty good, but
So,
for a long period of time, I could tell you that, like, the game was going a dark path.
yeah, yeah, 100%. But in terms of PvP, how important is it right now for you to actually be playing PvP?
I think it's the whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely play the game just for PvE, but I think the main appeal is PvP. I wouldn't say it's like Legends, where Legends is literally just PvP. Like, you play story mode for like currency, right? I like there's like difficult PvE activities. They're like super cool. I really like Super Boss. I really like Tower of Trials. They're like super difficult PvE activities, but for the most part, PvP is the big thing. Because from PvP, if you brainstorm PvP for like a few days and you get the max rank, that's 50 gems you get every week guaranteed. You don't even have to play the game. You don't even have to play PvP. You get 50 gems guaranteed on your box. If you play, you can get like 60 a week, which is good. There's like 100 stones a week just from PvP.
Okay, so it's okay. So the whole game. Okay, so then I understand why like this guy this Elizabeth thing kind of ruins things.
Yeah, if you can't play the game in general, well, the game shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was the
No.
same thing with Tech Vegito. I mean, the same thing with Vegito and Legends. The same thing with
These anniversary characters, the game devs are like, we want people to summon for them, so we're gonna make them stupid.
But then they don't realize how much it breaks the game, and it takes away the fun. But then they
they,
just release
they
another broken.
eventually released a counter to her, so the less people started running her because if they faced the counter, they couldn't win. And then the game became diverse, so that was good. And then now the game is very diverse
Good,
on the Japanese version.
good, good. Yeah,
I,
that's what happened
Today,
with
I
Bleach.
pump out a video with a different character stomping PvP because now they allow me to. Um, but global right now is experiencing not that experience.
Yeah, it seems that way. It definitely seems that way. And I did see that tournament. I don't know what you should have took. You should have won it, dude.
Oh, that was. I mean, that was more because of the rules, um, of the people
Discrimination
organizing.
against whales.
More the rules of the people organizing it. But there are metas and there are counter metas. I faced my counter meta, so that was unfortunate.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry. It's not
This is so.
fair.
Can we get 5 likes?
Yeah, 5 likes for the boy not taking the W home. Unfortunately, that was good content though. Regardless, you got your videos out of it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what matters most is making videos. So
Yeah, you got. Sometimes you gotta take L's for content. It is what it is. I've taken a lot of bad L's in a lot of videos I make. So I understand.
It comes with the job.
Content's content. People gotta understand that.
Um, I think that they also have been like uh, nice with like how they make units because for a little while as well, every character seemed the same. Like, oh, this character is either a support or it does damage. There's not much difference, but now they're like coming up with like different passives for characters that make you play a certain way. So the game has been nice on that way recently, and like that's honestly a thing that also brought me back for Dokkan, because I mean for a while every character was like, I'm sorry, brought me down from Dokkan because for a while I felt like characters have been like original again, but now with the past three banners like Gohan, Frieza, and Gogeta, it's like okay they do damage and
That's it.
they tank.
Yeah, it's it's something I'm not a huge fan of either with Dokkan right now. It's just everything's just very boring in terms of yeah, Gogeta hits hard. Frieza,
I
I was at least a little interesting.
I loved UI Goku because he was like, okay, he hits hard, but he has that dodge,
Dude, I
and
love his
then if
dodging.
he dodges, he gets key, and if he gets a dodge, he gets stronger. Like that's super cool. But then I mean, I liked the Gohan because I actually really like Ultimate Gohan, um, from the anime. Like I know people like hating it, but I think it's pretty cool. And I mean, I did summon a guy like him with two dupes, and he's like super stupid. Like his best you are in the game. He's kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I actually don't use him that often. Like, yeah, I know he's the best, but I'm like, nah.
Like if you really think objectively, he's the best because like he doesn't take damage. He does a lot of damage. His transformation takes 15 minutes to
I
do.
hate transforming him. I don't. I just don't anymore. I'm like, dude, what's the pro? Like, I'm
I,
not
I
doing
think
this.
also some things like I think they're. I think I'm in the minority on this, but I don't like transformations as much when the transformation take like so long to happen. You know, especially when it's like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and then I have like this 15-minute cutscene. Like, I just want to
Yeah,
play the game.
yeah, exactly. No, I feel the same way, dude. I kind of wish or in hope that eventually that Dokkan gives us a skip button for those. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but I need it. Go on,
I
dude. It's
hope,
like it's
I hope for
25 seconds. It's
a
crazy.
skip button for the summons, man. Because
Oh,
I
we need that
see,
too.
I pull that the summon button, I see the single Yamcha. I'm like, can I skip this?
Yeah,
Like,
dude. I'm like, it's like I know it's coming. I know this is not a fake out. Whis isn't here. Yeah, now there's some things in Dokkan I'm not too happy with, but you know, just like you, I always try to find like the positives out of it. You know, I'm
I
like,
really like the game. I really like the game.
yeah, yeah, I still play. That's like my argument to anybody. It's like, oh my god, Dokkan sucks, and I'm like, well, you're still playing it. You know?
Here's the thing. I think it's good to analyze in both ways. You shouldn't be
Yeah, you
100%.
got to be critical as well.
You shouldn't be 100% positive about everything. And people dislike me when I'm critical about Grand Cross. When I'm like, especially when the Global came out and the devs were really screwing it up, I was calling them out, and people were so upset that I was calling them out. Like, oh, why are you so negative? I'm like, I really like the game, and that's why I like calling them out. Because if no one calls them out, they're just gonna keep messing up.
Yeah, nah,
Uh,
dude, exactly, and that's the problem with it. One thing to actually get Dokkan to get it on track, and I tell people as a joke, I'm like, realistically, if you ever want to change an gacha game, stop spending money.
yep.
You stop spending that money. You guys don't like something at Grand Cross? Stop buying costumes. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Because unless you're making content for it, your little purchases add up with everyone
Yeah, no,
else's, and they're like, oh, we're
this
doing a good job.
worked on Grand Cross once already.
Yeah.
There was this character that released on GP that was free. Like you got all her dupes. Like, it was on one of the original characters. You got all her dupes for free, just doing missions.
Yeah.
And on global, she released as a banner, so people were really upset. And like the whales were, not summoning, and they issued an apology. They said, okay, we're gonna give free multis on this other banner. Like never happened again. Every other free character GP got they gave it for free as well. Like they were doing they were trying to do a bad practice. They got called out. Not gonna do it again. It's just
Yeah.
how things work.
It's how it is. Like, and that's why people shouldn't get mad when like you or Truth or whoever like the big guys in the community are say something because it actually does help. They see
Here's the
that.
thing as well, right? For Truth, right?
Yep.
Recently, I just saw on his channel, right? He made a video on all the bugs from the global side, right? And you see, like you see, like, I don't know if you have like something that shows like the like to dislike ratio or like multiple videos at a time. But you go on his channel, like most of his videos have like 98, 99% like dislike ratio. That's the usual for YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
And then that one video where he's calling out the glitches is like 96%. Like there's way more dislikes on that one than in your other one. It's just because he's calling them out.
Which
People
is
don't like when
yeah, which
people criticize
yeah,
stuff.
YouTubers should have the complete right of doing that. This is their job. Just like at any job, when the corporate sends me a survey and I have to, write something up for them, I tell them exactly how unhappy I am with certain aspects in it. And the same thing with, YouTube and gotcha games as well, because these creators, you know, gotcha game developers don't know what you guys are talking about unless there's a video and a following to it.
Now here's the thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's I was like super hated when I was calling out global. People on the Reddit were like telling me I'm the worst person ever, making posts about how terrible I am, and shit like that. I mean, these days it doesn't happen anymore because they saw it went nowhere. But like I was just doing what I thought was right, and people got so mad. And imagine being this angry about a mobile game.
Dude, that is so funny. That is so true though. Like, imagine what you cannot be this mad over gotcha games, dude. You can't.
In general, you know.
Yeah, like you gotta just hang out sometimes, dude. I don't lose it when Dokkan. Like, oh, okay, maybe for like a minute or two, I'll be like, oh, bro, yeah, I can't believe there's no content. But like, dude, we have
Mhm.
lives.
Like I told you, like when I get a new character on Dokkan, what I do is I just go in every single event there is that I can use them, and that's my content. If there's nothing else to do, I make myself content because the game allows me to. But that's because I just really like the game.
Yeah, no, exactly. And same thing, dude. Yeah, like I always find some stupid stuff to work on, or I hit up other guys like we're doing right now. We just talk about it. We just hang out, chill. There's always content to make. For any content creators who just say, "Oh, there's nothing to do," I'm like, no, there's always something to do. You just got to expand your mind a little bit sometimes.
Hmm.
Like you gave me a couple good ideas earlier that I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
I'm telling you, there's always something you can come up with. You just gotta try.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
no,
the
100%, dude, 100%. Well, that was actually all the points I wanted to bring up about Grand Cross and Dokkan, and just kind of wrap things up, in terms of content. I mean, Dokkan's a little dry at the moment, but, who knows what's going to happen coming up.
like right in a few hours from now, we're gonna get the live stream.
Yeah, yeah,
And
tonight's going to be hype. Tonight's going to be a hype
here's the
night.
thing always about Dokkan too, right? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you,
No,
but
go ahead.
honestly, my Discord's very laggy right now.
Was good?
My Discord's very laggy right now because we just installed internet, but my
Oh,
laptop, the thing that connects to internet's kind of broken. But don't worry, I can understand you perfectly. Just sometimes I think you stop talking.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
It's not your fault.
it happens.
But like one thing is right with Dokkan, lots of times, even in the dry periods, there's stuff ahead coming because you just know. Like some leak came out, or like from now with Heroes, you kind of know that this around this year, around this time of the year, there's Hero stuff. So there's always stuff like that, right? Which is different than Grand Cross. Grand Cross, we don't know stuff's coming until the day earlier. That's pretty much how it works.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but that's cool though, cause that one day you guys, I'm sure you're pumped up with adrenaline.
I mean, yeah, I mean, when it's some cool stuff. I've been, like not excited about stuff I should be, but like majority of the time when I'm seeing like a character I want to see, I'm like, that's really cool. Like recently they released the Archangels, and like they're so cool. Like when I saw what they do, I was like, okay, I cannot wait to play with them. And at the following day, you can already play with them, so that's good. I like Dokkan where Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was like leaked like what 2 weeks earlier or something. Like it was like, bro, I want that Gogeta. When's it coming, dude?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah. I completely get that, 100%.
I'm like, bro, are they gonna release the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito? I want him. Like, I'm
That's what
waiting.
I'm
Like,
anticipating. I'm expecting a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito to drop. You
oh,
know,
so cool.
I'm expecting it
I'm,
because,
I'm spending the rent money.
dude, just don't tell Crispy. Just
Yeah,
when the rent day comes, just be like, yeah, we're good.
I spend my rent money in the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That's how that. Hey, that's how you do it. That's how you're
Hmm.
supposed to be doing it, man.
Hmm.
No, there's no other ways. But alrighty, so we did cover a lot of different topics. It's been a great time having you on here, man. Honestly, I've learned a whole lot. Like you opened my eyes a lot on the Grand Cross stuff, and I definitely want to pick it up a bit more. You made it sound, it sounds like a good time. I am like super like beginner stages with it. Like I log in, I do like things here and there, but I haven't like done like my Dokkan grind on it because
I think a big thing about it is that it's really hard to get into it because there's so much stuff. The game released a lot of stuff over time, like that you have to do. Like now on JP, man, being a beginner player must be hell because you need to like get a character and then you need to like make gear for it. Here, there's multiple like rarities of gear. You need to reroll the gear, which has a specific thing to do it. You need to upgrade the gear, which is specific. Like it's so much, right?
yeah,
Well, the Super Awakening is a lot of stuff that you have to do. So like getting into it, I think is very difficult. But once you get into it, like it just becomes natural, just playing the game. I mean, I don't play it as much as like I have. Like I don't have to play that much because I already have everything farmed. Um, I don't really have to play that much, but as a beginner, you do so much. When I started playing the game, I played like the game like 20 hours a day or something. Crazy.
oh, I think it's about time that you start coming back to the second channel then.
Oh, oh no. I
No?
mean, if I start unboxing some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, gotta make videos to take off the
Oh, dude,
tax
I'll
write.
watch that in a heartbeat. That would be sick.
Oh, I would love to. I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh other than original Yu-Gi-Oh, but hell yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I've kept up with it for the most part. There's like a lot of there's a lot of coolness with like the later years in Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. But it just gets a little crazy. The
Hmm.
first gen was so much easier, dude. And then you get into synchro summoning and XYZ summonings, and then you have pendulums, which these are all the things. Yeah, you're gonna have to know about the dreaded pendulums. Not many people are. A lot of people don't like pendulums, dude. It's too much. But yeah, it turns a little wild. So I'm excited to see those Yu-Gi-Oh pack openings. And man, again, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Like this was honestly really cool. Like I mentioned, like I always say this with a lot of these guys. I'm like, I was a fan before anything, so having you on here, dude, it means a lot, man.
No problem. I mean, anytime, if I can, I will, because right now I'm so busy. It's really unfortunate. I just want to sit down and play games, but I just have to do so much stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
you guys are adulting right now.
I mean, like Discord stuff, right? Sometimes I just pop in on VC and just stay there if I have time, It's just a good time, always.
Yeah, dude, for sure, for sure. And guys, thank you guys so much for the support on it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below how you think Dokkan's do, like what your current opinion is on Dokkan and Grand Cross. And again, thank you so much, Nagato, for coming on. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye.